Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Today I have Marcus Muhd, who is a partner in a documentary that we're doing on the NFAC. He's on the line, and we're getting ready to talk about the recent arrest of the group's leader, Grandmaster Jay. Brother Marcus, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on, bro.
Yes, sir. Now you broke the story to me about the Grandmaster Jay being arrested in Louisville, Kentucky, for allegedly pointing his rifle at CIA agents and officers during a protest of Breonna Taylor. Right. Now, do you think this is harassment?
Which part? Breonna Taylor or?
Not the fact that they arrested him for allegedly pointing his rifle at CIA officers because of his statue and the fact that there are known black militia that's getting some media play.
Yeah, I don't think it's harassment. I think it's straight railroading at this point, from what I'm observing. Right. I believe it's straight entrapment.
Right. Now, is that me more, Brother Mark?
On what?
I'm hearing, okay. They must know I'm getting there it goes. I was getting a lot of from some feedback coming from somewhere. Now check this out. This is why I say it might be harassment. I don't know. But this is the Daily News, right? The Daily News says Supreme Commander of so-called black militia accused of pointing rifle at cops during Louisville protest, right? Hold on. There's something clicking.
You know.
Okay, I thought that was me. Okay. Now, what is so-called black militia? Is it a militia or it's not a militia?
Right. It's the way they're reporting it is like there's not even a level of respect right there.
Right. See,
I mean, I don't know if the brother want his organization being referred to as a militia or not, but people have no problem declaring white people that are armed and organized as militias.
Right.
And the term militia is in the Constitution, so that legitimizes the concept of what they gathering for. So I don't know why they wouldn't just go ahead and say militia, or they waiting around so they can call them something else, you know?
Right. I want to get into the psyche of white people, of the colonizer, Caucasian, whatever you want to call them. Because I went back and forth, and I normally don't go back and forth with someone who made a negative comment with racial undertones on a show, on actually the trailer that I posted on my YouTube page, right, of the documentary that we're doing on the NFAC, because you and I, we were down there with them and covering them when they led the march in Lafayette, Louisiana. And so she went into this old 1800 antiquated speech of how they used to mock black people, right? And then she stated that they were disorganized and was making gestures as if with those weapons they would wind up likely shooting themselves, as if they was bumbling idiots, right? So the question is the fact that she made those statements, and I'm reading the daily news and how they're portraying the militia. Do the Caucasians see us as being bumbling idiots, like we can't get anything right, or do they have to believe that for themselves in order for them to feel secure?
They have to believe that. If they don't believe it, they must make you believe that we are bumbling idiots whenever we try to organize for any reason, not just for armed protests. Mm. That is a threat to their existence. For most, let me go ahead and distinguish most white people from a few white people. Right now. And get that out of the way, because I can't do that every time I say something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But for the most part, white people are absolutely threatened by the fact that black people are deciding to organize for any reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same thing, if that happened, I don't know if that happened. It's somebody's weapon went off in Louisiana when we were down there. We didn't see it. We wasn't around.
Right.
It happened. We don't know whether fire was discharged from, whether where the fire came from.
Right.
Nobody did. We asked around. Nobody knew.
Right.
We don't know. We just ran. So nobody knew that it came from the NFAC.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is the exact same thing has happened on a few different occasions throughout the protests during the 2020 hysteria.
That's right.
Where white militias were involved and where they were concerned. So did she say anything about that?
No, didn't even mention it. In their mind, see, it's that old fairy tale superhero story. In their mind, the white man is here to save the day. And if you put the ball in the black man's hand, we're gonna fumble it, and we won't save the day. That's the narrative that they've been pushing in their fairy tale story that they push out in elementary school to create that narrative to seep in your subconscious mind. So you'll never be portrayed as the hero. Look, man, I remember. Look at Will Smith played the superhero. Forgot the name of it, but he was a drunk. He was fire. I mean, Hancock. Whenever we played a role, we got to be the jokester. The writers write it that way for a reason.
Right.
Now, check this out. It says that the leader of a self-described black militia was busted on federal charges. Now, as you know, he ran for the presidency of the United States, So the language that they use, the leader of they're self-described as a black militia, not the fact that they are organized with weapons and call themselves, but okay, you self-described black militia. Now he was busted. He wasn't arrested. They use street terminology,
right?
To play the game.
Right.
Busted.
Thug his image up a little bit. Thug his image up.
Right. Yeah. We finna slaughter you in the media real quick.
Right.
Thursday after authorities said he was caught on camera pointing a rifle at officers during a summer protest in Louisville. John Johnson, who's also known as Grandmaster Jay, was part of a group of armed protesters who gathered in the city's Jefferson Square Park on September 4th for what turned out to be a tense night of demonstration. Some of the officers who were conducting surveillance from a roof in the area were blinded by a light that was later found to be a flashlight mounted to the suspect's AR platform-style rifle, according to the FBI, right? Now, this happens in September 4th, right? This is, December the 2nd?
Right.
Now September we started now and from September the 4th. He later went on to do the march in Lafayette, Louisiana. We just started uploading an Instagram page, NFAC Rising, and we just finished a documentary which we're getting ready to send out to be distributed to different distributors, right? Why they wait till now to complain, and now they want to arrest him? They could arrest him in September, October, November.
Right.
Because I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that he's gaining traction, is getting attention, and now they see the black militia as a threat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they don't do things like we do in the hood, in the streets. They prepare. They build a case. They get their little system going. They organize. They make sure they got all their T's crossed and all their I's dotted. Then they make a move. So that takes us back to them having to thug him up in the media. They don't just run out and do sloppy work when they hit. When they do a hit, they do it clean. You can't really charge them for anything.
Yeah, we lost that. Now, back in the day, we would do it on the street level to where we come to each other and say, hey, look, when they come, let's get our story straight right now because we know they coming. The youngsters, they don't do that no more. And that's why they easily getting jammed up because they so busy snitching on each other due to a lack of unity to where it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But do you believe that his group, NFAC, the rest of the members, do you believe that they'll still stand strong and carry out the mission? Or do you think that since this ordeal, will it shake the foundation and they're going to try to lambaste him in public? Will that discourage people from gathering around in support of the NFAC?
Well, at one point, the brother had to tell others of his group and the viewing public that, hey, I am the leader. There is only one leader. Nobody's making any of the decisions except me. If you want to deal with the way that we're going and the direction that we're taking, you got to deal with me. So, et cetera, et cetera. So that tells me that you have some motivated individuals within the group that will more than likely find a way to advance their cause.
Now, check this out, okay? Now, let me read some more, and we'll get into some dialogue. It says, the man calls himself the supreme commander of an all-black group known as NFAC, or Not Fucking Around Coalition, a self-proclaimed militia with hundreds of members. The Ohio resident is also popular on YouTube, where his channel has more than 50,000 subscribers. Authorities said Johnson knew exactly who he was pointing his rifle at because at least 2 officers with the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department were wearing body armor with a semi-reflective placard, clearly identifying them according to the FBI. Now, from where he was standing and from where he was pointing his rifle at the police officers, unless he had, and he wears glasses, unless he had x-ray vision, it would be hard to read those placards from that distance, right?
Right.
So why couldn't he say, hey, my rifle was on safety and I was just using the flashlight on my rifle to identify to see who was on the roof, because when we were with the NFAC in Lafayette, Louisiana, they had snipers on the roof.
Absolutely, they definitely did.
You know,
they had snipers, they had drones,
right.
They had white militias standing all over and all around within the crowd, agitating, and they were military clad.
That's right.
And if you think about the people who broke up all the protests or tried to break up all the protests throughout the protests, Black Lives Matter protests all through the summer, and the way the feds, or I want to say Donald Trump's gang, just unloaded vehicles full of people who were military clad with no identification whatsoever on them. So within the current climate, how would people expect anybody to automatically assume that just because you are on the roof, that you are a federal officer or that you are any kind of officer? Why wouldn't you be any kind of potential threat that you must first have to identify? If it's dark and you got a flashlight on your rifle, and if it's on safety, like you say, why wouldn't you just try and identify the person or
right.
people?
That's right.
And not be ready to shoot, because, be honest, in the military they teach you, like a lot of people know, that if you're going to attack, you got to attack from up high. You don't attack from down low. Why would I shoot at you from down low when you got the advantage from being up on high?
Well, right. But see, that goes into the psyche of how they portray, in particularly black men, and the fact that we don't have the smarts to understand military tactics. We're pointing a weapon and we might accidentally discharge it and get somebody hurt, in a sense that we're incompetent. So they're really trying to charge him on a false narrative of incompetency. He would have to prove that he's sane in his psyche, the fact that he knew that his weapon was on safety and I was just using my flashlight. You know what I mean?
It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. You know what I mean? I don't. But it don't take sound thinking for these people to do what they do. All it takes is for a person to have dark skin. And that's the sad sickness of America, on how it was created and how it's going to be destroyed. Racism. They will not give it up. They can't let it go. It must be that in order for them to survive in their own minds.
Right.
It has to be that. Make
right.
America great again.
Right.
Why isn't America great now anyway?
Right.
Because people are maybe getting the opportunities that you feel like they shouldn't have, or you feel like people are here that should be in some sort of bondage, rather than walking around free with the chance to make something out of their lives. And, things like that are what's going to destroy this country.
Yep.
And it don't matter what. Yes, sir?
It doesn't matter what, brother.
It doesn't matter what conscious-minded people feel about it, white, black, red, brown, or yellow. The people who are in authority are racist. They have the pen, they have the gun. And as long as they have those two things and they got the heart of racism, this country will be destroyed by them. And God was going to allow that.
So you saying that we can bottle up the Civil Rights Act and just throw that in the trash?
Well, unless we're going to use it, and not just for gays and all minorities and whatever others, only women. If we're going to just use it when it's convenient, then hell yeah, throw it out. What we need it for? Hey man, if we're not going to go by the Constitution and give everybody equal rights and let everybody choose whether or not they want to carry a weapon legally, and if we're not going to go by the Constitution, free for all, everybody in a land of freedom and opportunity, quote unquote, then what the hell what we reading it for?
Right. Yeah, because it states that blacks have the same rights afforded to them as white people. And so they did a test where they had a black person walk down the street armed with a AR-15 style rifle, and man, cops was all on him, took him down. But then they did one where a white guy, same weapon, same street, they did nothing.
He was a hero.
He's a hero. And yeah. but what I noticed though, when you try to explain to whites, and the majority of them, how wrong certain actions are towards black people, they always have a counter attack or an approach to that, saying, well, if he would have did this, well, they're just doing their job. But they never empathize or sympathize with the victim if they're black.
Well, brother, what saddens me the most, I expect that from white people. I can care less. I don't give a damn. That's the way you are. Seriously, it matters not to me what you think about me. You can look at me, and in the back of your mind, you think you're looking at a monkey. It doesn't matter to me. As long as you show me general respect, that you respect any and everybody else, we good.
Right.
Go home and call me some niggas. I can care less, man.
Right.
What gets me the most is how we treat one another.
Right.
As black people. Because the story came to me from a sister. And she was all but celebrating the fact that, hey, this brother that put his life and freedom and good health on the line is now scooped up and put in jail. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, do we get a little more than that? Can we get a little more than that?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the slave. See, that's one of the three mindsets. That's the slave mindset. Because back in slavery, anytime a brother stood up and said, I'm not taking this shit no more, you had black men and women saying, you gonna get us out killed, talking like that. And they passed that on down to today's time. So when it was more like what I'm seeing, that can be halfway accepted. Okay, you're afraid for my safety and for my life. So you come to me like, man, be careful, man, hey, you know how it is, and all I can tell you, man, you need to just be careful, man. Right. Maybe you need to think about doing something else, even, man. But just be cool, bro. That's not the way I'm seeing. That's not the way I got it. Right.
And not just from her. It's like, treating him just like the article describes him. Like he's a clown and he's worthless and. Where the fuck you get that from? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
It's like I get comments from people when I post links and advertise what we accomplish as journalists about the event. It's like it's a fucking joke that what these people are doing, and they're doing it for you all the while. If you feel like they're doing the wrong thing for you, then say that.
Right.
But don't come at the situation as if.
Yeah.
Well, hey man.
No.
What I'm saying? I can't really say how I want to say it. So I'm just
right. But you right, brother Mark, because see, all white people have to do is go out in front and create the narrative as if they bumbling, they disorganized, they don't know what they doing, and black folks will follow instead of saying, wait, how you know they're not training? We don't know how to defend each other. And it's sad. It's sad.
She and they are not even that sophisticated to even think that, like what you just said.
Okay.
The mentality that I'm talking about is like, oh, that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But wait, that person that you calling that nigga is actually put his freedom and his life on the line to do whatever he can in his mind to defend you.
That's right. And your next generation.
And your next generation. And it's always the most famous go-to line. Well, what are they doing besides taking pictures? Or what has he really done? Or what have you done? What are you doing?
That's right.
Besides keyboard hating, what are you doing?
That's right. Yeah, nothing. And the sad part about it is, whether it be themselves or one of their family members get jammed up, then they want everybody to come to their defense.
Then they on the phone calling people, hey, can you come?
Right. Right. Go.
And these people still come. This what I'm talking about.
Right. We still gonna come.
Still come, bro.
Still come.
It's this different heart mind. When they say we are not a monolithic people, it's really starting to be an actual fact. When really we actually ought to be a monolithic people, right. Because we are all we have.
Right.
But we are really starting to split up in the mind.
Well, yeah, because Biden is in office, and they think that's the second coming, and everything is fine. Biden won, and so now see, when Trump was dead on them, they were like, "Oh, we need help." Now Biden is in office, and now we can put our guard down and relax, and we don't need all that talking weapons no more. Biden is in office now.
Well, that's the same thing they said when Obama was hired.
Right.
And this is post-racial society now, so we don't need to talk about no racism. Right. And then Tamir Rice and Sandra Bland, and we can go on and on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Eric Garner. Trayvon Martin. We can go on and on. That's when all this really started kicking off. Right. When the KKK really got seriously bold and started shooting us down in the streets and getting away with it. Going to jail for a few days, getting a GoFundMe, getting rich, walking the streets before you know it. Even people who wasn't police, people, you know what I'm saying? Your music playing too loud. Let's go get a piece and go home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All this happened during Obama administration. Yeah. I don't even hear no shit about no post-racial society or no post-violent, post-gun society, as if the Trumpers just disappeared just because he lost the election.
Yeah. Now, yeah. Because see, after Trump lost, Biden won. After November, it's December. Let's arrest Grandmaster Jay. They on the move. Kamala, they on the move. Let's go get him. But you not gonna go get none of the white militias now. You not coming after them.
Nah.
And then check this out, Brother Mark. It says that the criminal complaint says the suspect forcibly assaulted, resisted, opposed, impeded, intimidated, and interfered with federal deputized task force officers when he aimed a rifle at them. The charge is punishable by up to 20 years in federal prison. How can you forcibly assault somebody when they're on a rooftop, you on the ground, and you shining a flashlight at them?
Oh, they gonna stretch it, bro. They reaching real hard. They got to. That's why it took them 3 months, right? Because they have to reach. That's how long and how far they got to reach, bro. But they figure as long as we got enough officers in the courthouse, then it's a closed case. Closed. That's how they did me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They brought in 12 officers in blue shirts that wasn't even on the scene.
Really, yeah. Come on,
and in the mind of the jury, He guilty.
Yeah.
That's all we need to see.
Yeah, man.
So that's what they doing. They building up a case of public opinion, and Negroes is falling right in line with it. How in the hell are you stopping the cop from doing his job and he up on top of a building?
Right.
How do you even know that's a cop?
Right, that's what he's shining. I'm believing that's what he's shining.
Well, let me see who it is. Let me shine my flashlight to see who it is.
To see who the hell that is on the building.
Damn, I done committed a crime. Just trying to see who this is on top of the building.
Because as witnesses, furthermore, as witnesses, we saw armed men on top of rooftops pointing rifles from above when we were in Lafayette, Louisiana, and everybody looked up and was pointing at them like, okay,
everybody. Why? Because hell, they snipers.
That's right. You got to identify the threat. How you know they
snipers?
Right? How you know they CIA agents if you got to shine a flashlight? And then once he shined and saw who it was, he didn't raise the rifle up again. After that, they went on about their business.
They identified who the people were.
That's right. They were there.
And that was it. They wasn't there to protest the cops. They were there to protest the situation.
Wow. Now check this out. This is coming from FBI Special Agent in Charge, James Robert Brown Jr. Our mission of protecting the American people and upholding the Constitution is dual and simultaneous, not contradictory, he said. Accordingly, we are committed to investigating violent behavior and those who are exploiting legitimate peaceful protests and engaging in violations of federal law. Wow, what's violent behavior? I mean, they doctor us up, bro. We get doctored on, bro.
These some sad, sick people, man, and it's obvious that they ain't gonna change. And I hope we learn our lesson as a people. You know, as a people, I hope we are learning. Yeah. Finally, man, we need to start recognizing, man, and learn our lessons, man.
Yeah, the
lawyer, I think, in his wife was the judge, stood on their doorstep aiming rifles at protesters passing by on the public street, going to the mayor's house.
Come on.
They out on bond, talking shit, all on the campaign trail with Trump.
Yeah. Now,
are we going to learn our lesson?
That's right. Now, this is where black attorneys need to step in and volunteer to say, we appreciate what you do. We stand with you. We'll handle this, and we'll handle your legal fees.
Yeah, and don't do that just to cross the man out when it get crucial. Don't do that just to sell him out for the highest bidder.
Right.
Don't do that just because you want to silence him because you're afraid of what he might do if he becomes free. Don't do that just for a little fame and popularity. Then when it gets too hot, you jumping off the game.
Right.
Don't do that just because you don't want to see the next man get a little fame and popularity.
That's right.
Just sit down and shut up and let things work themselves out if you're not really serious about taking on this case.
Like Muhammad Ali stated, still a nigga. He done won gold medals, whooped everybody, greatest fighter alive, and still at the end of his life, he stated, in America, the way that they treated after all his accomplishments, still a nigga. And I say that to say, you got some black people who have risen to positions of what they call prominent, and I'm an attorney. You don't have the funds that I have, so I'll look down upon you, but fail to realize in America, still a nigga. They don't see you no different than they see the brother standing on the street corner, or you pulling up in a Bentley in America. If you look at who been harassed and who been shot, they don't look at a social status, none of that. Still a nigga.
Still a nigga.
In their eyes. And you right though, Brother Mark. We wasted too much time trying to get them to understand that, we're your equal. We're not less than you are. You should accept us as brothers, and let's all create this vision of America that Dr. Martin Luther King shared. Judge not by the color of your skin, but by your character.
Right.
But it's getting to the point to where I don't think that's some whites' intentions, and I don't think they really want that. I think we're trying to achieve something. It takes two to tango, but the other dance partner don't want to dance with us. And we keep asking them to come on the floor and dance with me.
We need to learn our lesson.
And now instead of them coming out and saying, hey, look, we don't like you. I don't want to dance with you. Don't touch me. And I can't stand the sight of you. They just keep coming up with excuses and doing things. Well, I lost my shoes, or I can't dance too well. Well, I really don't like the way you dance. It's the clothes you got on. I don't like this music. I don't want. It's just I don't like standing too close to somebody. Until and after a while, we started to realize, hey, wait a minute, and you just don't like me.
Well, it's just the way the scriptures describes when Moses had to go and tell Pharaoh to let his people go. It ain't that they were just in bondage, like chains and shackles, like we're not anymore. But tell the people the truth. Be honest with black people. Tell them how you really feel. Be honest with them. Let them know your real intentions. And let them go. Free their minds. Freedom from being in mental captivity, from being your mental slave. Let the people go. Tell the people the truth, man.
Yeah, we got two options. You're right, Mark. It's only two options. Either they tell us the truth of how they really feel about us, and we can handle it, or the truth ain't in them, and we got to read between the lines and come up with the conclusion ourselves. One or the other.
Yeah, but and the other ain't happening.
It ain't happening no more.
And no, the other ain't happening.
They can walk up and hit us in the head with a bat and smile and say, I didn't mean to do that, and we gonna forgive them.
Oh, damn, what I do to your back?
Yeah, what I do to you. Or they'll hold a picture of white Jesus up over us, and that's it right there. We went back to sleep.
That's it. Joe Biden, the savior.
Hey, man, it's wild. But, we are getting ready to release the documentary NFAC Rising, put together by Vropic Radio, A-Tone Productions, VCM Film, Marcus Muhd, myself. A great documentary on the NFAC, and it's told in a way to where, you gotta watch the whole documentary. You gotta watch this documentary because it's about the NFAC, but it's about you as well. It's about the atmosphere that rose the NFAC out of, that the atmosphere that created the need for a black militia.
Right. It's uncut. It's live. It's direct. It is what it is. An hour and 53 minutes of the whole entire experience, from the formation all the way to the keynote address. That's right. By the leader. this is something that you got to see, whether you agree with it or not. It's something you got to see.
Check it out, and you can check it out. Check out some of the photos at NFAC_rising. NFAC_rising on Instagram. Type that in, subscribe, look, check it out, and check out the trailer and to the documentary, and pass it on to your friends, because as Brother Marcus stated earlier, damn, we all we got. Who else we got? I mean, really, who we got? I mean, man, look, bro, before we get out of here, I even remember in the 80s when a wave of Hispanics was coming to Houston, especially on the south side, right? And I remember black men and women would, because they first moved into the black community, and was showing them how to do everything, right? Helping them out, helping their kids out in school because the neighbor was black. Having black parents was having their children walk to school with their Hispanic neighbors to class and taught them and treated them as family. And it surprises me today in 2020 that there can be even a hint of racism between Hispanics and black, which really not Hispanics. You didn't come from Spain. You're natives, and you were conquered by Spain, but we still cousins. But the racism, man, is like, how did that happen? Unless the narrative of white supremacy is so strong, it even convinced them that they was white. Like it convinced some black folk that they were white too. So I guess that's what it is, bro.
Well, divisiveness is somebody else's power. As long as they keep us divided, even though we went through so many of the same experiences, and we oppressed in so many of the same ways, then they can keep us subjected. So yeah, they're going to exploit every difference in each and every one of us. You know, you got long nails, you got short nails. Your eyes blink 2 times, my eyes blink once. Whatever the hell the goddamn difference is, they're going to exploit that. And you know, you can exploit differences between black people and quote-unquote Hispanics, because first of all, we were conquered by the English, they were conquered by the Spaniards, and so on and so forth, you know. Mm-hmm. Just like you can make a difference between quote-unquote Hispanics and Native Americans. It's the same people. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But certain people have to exploit whatever difference they can come up with between each and every one of us, and they're going to always find one, because God doesn't recreate anything exactly the same. Everything has its own way of expression and its manifestation of the beauty of God.
Come on.
So they're going to find that difference and make what should be something special, make that into something negative and foul.
Yeah, that's our common denominator as black people is that melanin that we share, that universal gift. It's like that spinach was the pie. You go study the power within that melanin that you have, all the powers that it carries that God bestowed upon us. And that's our common denominator, man. We share that. That's a universal gift. You know?
Yes, sir.
We got to study up on that. And once we find out and then really learn how to use it, how to tap into it, because we all got it. And it don't matter the degree. You got it. It works just the same. You know?
Yes, sir.
But it's like you stated, though, Brother Moore. He learned how to use certain things like Willie Lynch to divide us and conquer us with certain things, and we just the bottom line is we drunk the Kool-Aid, or he forced the Kool-Aid down our throat, and we don't know how to throw the Kool-Aid back up or how to rid it out of our system.
Right.
You know, we still trying to figure out how we regurgitate all of this poison Kool-Aid that was shoved down our throat that's causing us to fight one another. And I mean, he was clever, even in his movies where he painted himself black, used the blackface and made the audience all the crimes that he was committing under blackface. And they did it with the Indian Native Americans too, dressed up like Native Americans and threw the tea in Boston Tea Party. They did us the same way, painted their face black and committed crimes in the media on TV. And the audience that watched it associated that with black men and created that fear that all we want to do is look at white women and Google out over white women, and then we peeping in windows, and we trying to attack white, and those were white men in blackface portraying black men, and the world was like, "Ooh, you got to watch out for black men." Damn it, they wasn't even black men. They created that negative narrative.
Power of images and imagination. They gave us their imagination and the imagination that they wanted us to have, and that's that Kool-Aid. In order to get that out of our system, we have to think about how we're going to fast away from the Kool-Aid.
Come on.
We got to get away from the Kool-Aid in order for it to flush out our system. For it to pass. It ain't nothing but shit. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
You got to pass that bullshit.
Gotta pass.
And replace it with some real nutrients.
Come on.
Some real vitamins. Real nourishment. You feel me? Some of that good old-fashioned truth.
Come on.
Freedom, justice, and equality.
Come on.
And then we can become whole and healthy again.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only antidote to this whole nasty saga is separation.
Yeah.
And we have to learn our lesson in order for that antidote to look more qualified.
Yeah, because you're right. Once again, a lot feel as though our problems are over with because Biden is in office now. They preparing the bed for the sleep. They getting ready to tuck us in.
Yeah. And if we go for it, what if we're gonna go for that again in 2021? What can you say about people like that?
That's right. Look, I'd say, Ice Cube by February, March, just somewhere up in there. Once Biden gets sworn in, come on with that contract with Black America. We can't die down.
You're supposed to be talking to him right now. You're supposed to be on Biden ass right now. Right now,
I know, man.
And look at Clyburn. Clyburn coming out. Well, we ain't got enough black people going to his cabinet. But Negro and all other sellouts. What do y'all expect, man?
Yo.
Quit playing games with your people like that.
That's right. And you knew he wasn't going to do it for you, cried and got him in.
Exactly.
But the whole face, you got to act like you mad now.
Exactly. Stop playing games with your people because it's going to come a day when that shit ain't going to fly, man.
Yeah.
It's going to start in the house. And all the turncoats, the sellouts, the treacherous ones are going to be dealt with, man, accordingly.
Yeah. Facts. Right. Because the time dictates it. Not the fact that someone is standing in the shadow saying, "Ooh, we got to get you." No, the time dictates it in order for true and complete freedom.
It has nothing to do with what anybody says, does, feels, thinks, or believes, and their opinions. The time, like you say, brother, dictates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. Wow. Hey, bro, Mark. Look, NFAC documentary is going to be hot. You got to check it out. And, bro, Mark, I appreciate A-Tone Production and yourself for working on it, for going down there, getting the great shots, getting the close-ups, putting your effort into it to make it what it is. And we not through and we got a film coming out, EDP2, and then brother, we got and A-Tone Production working on so many movies, man. Slice of Cake, they got the Blade remix, and what's my
Cold Turkey?
There you go, the Cold Turkey, man.
Opera.
Come on.
Stress kills. Love is a business.
Come on.
We got content. Holler at us.
Content. All right. Anything you want to add before we get out of here, Brother Mark?
Look to God.
Look to God. On that note, Verbal Pick Radio, we out.